Thanks, Dave. It is midweek in State College, and basketball on the Big Ten Network is powered by Ram Trucks as Nebraska invades State College to face Penn State here tonight. And it's great to be with you. I'm Ed Cohen with Sean Morris. You're looking to
spectacular this season. During those 6 ball games, 5 of those being wins, he's exceeded 20 points in each one of those games, making a very, very strong case for first-team all-conference honors.
Sean, let's do it. Jason Phillips, Vern Harris, and Kevin Brill, the officials. Nice putback by Dillion on the run for 2.
Nice job by Dillion of understanding angles. Long shot, long rebound, 85% of the time is going to skip to the opposite side, and rebounding has been a problem throughout the course of the year for...
Yeah, I'll count the basket, a goaltend there on Penn State.
And you saw the signal by the official. Now, at the next dead ball, they'll be able to go back and review that. So if it's not called on the floor, they can't go back and review it. I think been noticeable by his absence for Penn State has been Puff Johnson. His absence has really limited Penn State's ability to utilize that full court pressing defense.
Dillion into a sea of Cornhuskers and a late whistle and a foul. And he's going to shoot 2.
Berke Buchtensel is out of the lineup. He didn't even make the trip with that ankle injury.
Nia, as we look at Dillion at the foul line for Penn State. A 5-game slide, and there's the live ball turnover. And no surprise, it's Baldwin with the swipe.
A couple steals per ball game, and his offense has struggled at times, but his defense, especially the production in terms of steals, has been outstanding.
Tough finish for DeMarco Dunn. Nebraska's open 1 of 2 with 3 turnovers, and there's the 4th. 2-on-1. Kunin Niederhauser with the basket.
That's what I think has a chance to make that young guy special during his time here in State College. They had no hesitation in throwing him the ball in an open court situation. He was able to put the ball on the floor and then convert.
Another steal. 5 Nebraska turnovers. Lob inside, and the stuff. Kunin Niederhauser. And the 800th career assist for a slow start tonight on the road here in State College, where they've been since Monday. A lot of hotel time, to say the least. 9 to shoot, pull up for 2. Dillion short tap is good. And there's the big man again. Red to Marco Dunn for Baldwin. 3 to beat the horn. And there's Hicks for the rebound and the stick back.
And right now, there's no other way to put it. Every loose ball, Penn State is beating the visitors from Nebraska to it. We saw it at the beginning.
Teachin wearing 0 in for Nebraska, one of their top 3-point shooters.
I mean, DeMarco Dunn doing a great job battling Mia down there.
A late whistle on the shot by Williams, and let's see if he was behind the line. He was. Bryce Williams.
Players to be a first-team all-conference performer, especially if this team finishes the way they...
For Penn State. Gary to the rim. Too much. The tap there by Kunin Niederhauser. Here come the Nittany Lions. Baldwin low dribble, and the finish, and the foul. And he's been hobbled by a back injury throughout this season.
And I think he may just be now kind of getting back physically to where he was at the beginning of the year, but you cannot fault him, and he gets a ton of minutes, to your point.
A 12-point lead for Penn State. Williams, deep 3. That's good with a hand in his face. And Nebraska with their first 3, in fact, the first 3 of the game for either side. Penn State 0-4 from beyond the arc. Nick Kern shows, and we'll go to the line for 2 here for Penn State.
And that's a breakdown defensively by
Mike Rhodes. And now year number 2 here in Happy Valley.
Bryce Williams. Dawson Garcia making a more than credible case to be a first-team all-conference performer in his own right. And
inside, double team comes, and it went off the back of the Siegen. With 8 to shoot, and rising is Kunin Niederhauser for the stuff.
How about the delivery from Dunn? And Niederhauser continues to impress. His future.
Shot clock down at 6. Over 2 defenders off the mark, and Penn State again with the rebound. In that department, it's 8-1. Dunn, as the rim was pulled, I think that would have counted anyway, banks it in.
And that's good job by Dunn.
For a 10-second count. Midway point first half. Nebraska really slow start. Just like Northwestern, have to come back in this one. Down double digits. That's a start. A long two for Gary in the corner.
He started to shoot it a little bit better. He's now surpassed the 30% mark from behind the arc. But if you are Penn State, you'd prefer to see Juwan Gary out there rather than getting downhill with his strong right hand.
Gary last 6 games averaging over 18 per contest. The spin in the banker. There he is again. Conan Niederhauser for 2.
I mean, squaring up and then the ability to put the ball on the floor and finish with the offhand. Man.
Gary will shoot 2, but back to the big fella.
A bit more confidence and versatility offensively. Well, and good job to pointing it out, because with the transfer portal, you know, I fully expect somebody maybe mid-game to
Williams re-enters, now fires. Very short. Tired legs so far for Nebraska. Hicks to the spot for 3, knocks it down.
Good pass, but a better job by Hicks of using that little rhythm hop to get his feet underneath him, showing you why he's around a 40% conversion rate from 3.
Juwan Gary can't answer. Tap is good, and Wooster fighting for the Huskers.
And a good job by Gary, even though he wasn't able to score, his ability to get in the lane put the Nittany Lions in a scramble.
There's an end one. Ace.
Good if you're Penn State to see him shoot the ball. You mentioned the 4 made threes, 4 of 8. That's been an area of concern because he plays so many minutes, and a lot of those threes have been kind of short, but he was finding the bottom of the well last time out against Washington. And you have to believe, coming out of that timeout, Coach Mike Rhodes is saying, let's forget about the score, play the next segment, because he doesn't want anything to sink into his team. Look, they've had big leads.
It was his second. He's got 9 points in 9 minutes. So you got Baldwin out there with Kern, Dillion, Hicks, and Dunn. Dunn trips. The runner is good. And to Marco Dunn, that's been the story the last 10 games, getting to the basket.
Yeah. With Niederhauser being guarded by Gary.
Dillion with the first step. Nice find, and Kern with an open finish.
And a good job by Kern of just understanding his teammate. He potentially dribbled himself into trouble along the baseline. He doesn't become a spectator, just dove straight to the rim.
Wooster hangs, bank shot's good, right in the face of Dillion. But that was the largest lead earlier at 18 for Penn State. Nebraska is 6 for 17. Penn State shooting it at over 66%. And before a travel, there's a foul on Nebraska. And bonus for Penn State on the 7. He's 5 for 5 from the field in 11 minutes. Goes 1 for 2 here. It's inside out. Nittany Lions are 10-3 in this building this year. 3-5 at home in the conference. On a step back, Zach Hicks with the 3.
Nice little.
Let's see if Nebraska can get back in this game and chip away before halftime. Right now trailing by 20. They were down 20 early in the second at Northwestern on Saturday. Essegian with the 3, and that's good.
Well, that's a kind of a bailout there by Essegian, because that possession was almost exclusively on that far side of the floor. They didn't force Penn State to defend everything.
Missed the alley-oop, but Williams with the foul. He thought it was clean. Instead, Bryce Williams.
If you're Coach Fred Hoiberg, you take a look at a guy that's had 20 points in 6 consecutive games, having to sit the last 3 minutes and change.
And they've had no answer, Sean, for the big fella, Yannick Conan Niederhauser, and that's where you really miss a Berka Butengel. He's missing his 3rd straight game here tonight with the sprained ankle. Nearly stole it off the pressure. Juwan Gary dribble handoff. Griffiths get more minutes here with the foul trouble, and Essegian hits his second 3 out of the last timeout.
And if you are DeMarco Dunn, look, you're not in bad position, but you have to be a little bit more aggressive on the closeout and force Essegian to put the ball on the floor.
41 points for Penn State, most in the first half in league play this season. We have 2:32 left. Dunn for 3, nails it.
And how about the job? His entire possession was played exclusively on that side of the floor. Nebraska didn't really flip the floor from side to side and force Penn State to defend all their defensive real estate.
Drives the lane, denied but fouled. And Conan Mia with his first foul for Nebraska. First of a triple header tonight here on Big Ten Network that closes with Rutgers and this one tonight.
And it's going to have to be taking care of the basketball has been a real issue for Nebraska so far.
Worcester gets the bounce, and the foul came after the shot.
It's going to be a foul on Niederhauser, particular situation. You know, Niederhauser has been a force. Hasn't blocked many shots, but he's impacted a number.
Final minute here in the first half. Lob back door, and Dillion cruising in for the finish.
Well, and it's imperative, if you are Nebraska, that you clean up on any miss.
Ace Baldwin, 5 on the shot clock. Attacks to the rim and scores. 4 seconds for Nebraska. It's Worcester from the logo and way off the mark. And what a first half for Penn State. 50.
His teammates a long time to get going as well, because turnovers, they were just turning it over at a rapid pace. They averaged 12 turnovers per ball game, 11 in the first half for Nebraska.
And working with the baby's hit, and you add up the possessions, those are a lot that don't end in a good way.
And they were also beaten to just about every loose ball.
Big man can pass it. Hicks fakes, hangs in, scoops it in.
Good use of the shot fake there by Hips.
In by Conan Niederhauser. And a steal. Hicks, the interception. Nice offload. Dillion with the bucket. Beautiful basketball in Happy Valley.
And a good job by Dillion of running the floor. And again, excellent court awareness by Baldwin, kind of slowing his dribble to allow Dillion to fill this near lane.
And Morgan with a chance at 3 for Nebraska. A nice answer. 3-point party. Dillion got the start tonight for Nick Kern. Cross-court skip, done. Double team, splits it, but lost the ball. Hoiberg delays, and Morgan to the rim for the bucket.
Smart play by Hoiberg.
Williams calling for the screen. Double team, here's Morgan. Inside to the left, and he finishes.
And they're just feeding Morgan, and Morgan taking advantage of the fact, especially now, with the shot blocker Niederhauser on the bench. Well done of stepping through, and again, understanding that the shot blocker Niederhauser is not on the floor.
Williams, tough finish for Nebraska. 3, and Nebraska team prone to pulling off comebacks, and here's a steal.
That's just a lax pass by Dillion, and I'm not going to be surprised if very shortly here, if that would have been a made field goal, you get a timeout. Your coach Mike Rhodes and his staff, you want to make sure is irrelevant.
Working on Dillion at the end of the bench as Gary Pace. This is him. Ace Baldwin. Here's Kern, not a shooter. Done for 3. That's good.
Boy, and that margin for error was slim. Protection just not there for the Nittany Lions, and so far, Morgan's been able to take advantage.
Penn State shooting 66%. 8 to shoot. Dunn drives on Worcester, and he scores for Ace Baldwin. Bryce Williams right to the rack, and that's short.
Kind of lost it on the way up.
And there's Ace in the right place for 2. That's what happens. You benefit taking the spill. Baldwin with 10. 5 assists as well. 4 steals for Ace Baldwin. And Morgan now against Enza.
And Enza's got to be careful. He put 2 hands on him.
And Morgan makes him pay.
Basket by Andrew Morgan.
Morgan, 13 points. He's 6 for 6. Trying to reach in for the steal. Penn State, the big headline, trying to snap a 7-game slide. Nick Kern, no foul, and takes Basichin for a ride. And Williams a little hesitant really all night. Early foul trouble. Gives it up to Asijan, and he goes right to the rim to beat the shot clock.
Smart play by Asijan. He understood that sequence was going nowhere, so I might as well.
DeMarco Dunn. Working outside. Baldwin with 5 to shoot. Star matchup against Williams. The step and kick. Kern to beat the horn. Cannot. But there's Enza. And Wooster as well. And a loose ball foul on. And here's Ace, the man from Baltimore. Defensive Player of the Year last year in the Big Ten. Touch pass. Dunn nails the triple.
I'll tell you what, the rotation isn't pretty, but
Penn State.
And a good job by DeMarco Dunn there of kind of faking and then able to recover in time to contest that shot by Asijan.
Baldwin flips it inside. Enza stripped, gets it back, and finishes. And Fred, what's your fast food preference? Nebraska with it, 10 to shoot. Asijan with Baldwin on him for Williams on the fade, and that's good for Bryce Williams.
Smart play by Williams of cutting a spot of their own. Very rare to see the Boilermakers lose 3 straight.
Oh, nice move by Mia to get free, and the find by Gary.
Yeah, nice set coming out of the dead ball. You get Mia going to the rim. Good use of the back screen to free him up.
I mean, Sean, as a guy who played at Northwestern in the mid-'80s, this is an 18-team league right now. As Baldwin lobs it up, and it goes down for Conan Niederhauser. These teams right now, Penn State's number 11, Nebraska's number 12, I guess, for those who really remember when it was earth-shattering to add anybody. Williams on the turnaround. That's good from the foul line.
Nice job again by Williams of moving and, you know, to your...
Williams sizing up his man Hicks. Asijan. Oh, just a nice smooth stroke, isn't it?
Boy, and again,
close it out. It's been the story of the season. The big leads and the crucial, the just crushing defeats down the stretch. Dillion takes matters into his own hands.
Yeah, and just a lot to do with that. They came out and set the tone early on and kind of answered the mini run by Nebraska here to start the second half as well.
Many Lions with 8 to shoot. Baldwin no looker. Hicks again for 3 and pointing to the passer. 9 assists for Baldwin tonight. Three gets the bounce, and Griffiths with the triple. He wins his final season and then kept the winning going at VCU. They made 3 NCAA tournaments. Big Ten coming calling as Morgan rolls and finishes.
Nice unselfish play there by Williams. He understood that he was going to be the focal.
You watch Conan Niederhauser. I mean, he's efficient. He can move. He's a good passer. Free throw shooter, too. Hicks, 1 step to his left. Hits the 3 to beat the shot clock.
2 savvy plays. The pass fake kind of froze the defender. Then he understood he needed to dribble to clear himself, and he did efficiently.
He has 16. Williams with the answer, but for his standard, it's been a quiet night. He's got 17. He's 6 for 10 here for Nebraska.
And remember, he had those 3 fouls in the first half, which kind of hindered his ability to get going early.
80 to 60 Penn State with 5 and change left, and you can't leave this guy open because of that. Another Hicks 3.
Coming into this ball game, you see he's 5 of 9. It's no secret he's a 40% three-point shooter on the year.
He's matched his season best with 5 threes. Asijan ducks and scores. He's a guy to bring off the bench what he gives you for Nebraska, over 10 points per game and 39% from 3. Done off the mark, and there's Asijan on the weak side.
And Asijan with that shot fake, because he can beat you from deep as well. To show that versatility in this game is going to make him much more difficult to defend, not just the remainder of this defense during that period of time, which was really the difference. What we've seen defensively tonight, this is what hindered Nebraska when they lost 6 straight. It was the defensive end of the floor.
Morgan, true enough contact, and it's on the big fella. 7 for 7 with 15. He gets they can do it on the road, and they'll have opportunities down the stretch in that conference.
Especially if they return to defending the way they have on the 6 previous games, and have this game kind of be an outlier for them on the defensive end of the floor.
Nice look, Kern the stuff on the assist by the cutter Tillion. Bryce Williams. He's got a great basketball IQ, son of a great player. Henry Williams in Charlotte as Asician nails the 3. Bryce Williams.
Look.
Ohio. Kern the cut, rises, missed it, but a late whistle and a foul. And Nick Kern will shoot a pair for Penn State here in the closing 2:38.
And Niederhauser again kind of continuing to impress to carry his wallet.
It's a lot of Wendy's. Nick Kern was in the starting lineup. They take him and bring him off the bench here tonight, largely because of his lack of an outside shot and the way Washington basically sacked off him the other day here at Bryce Jordan Center. Asician with that bucket now at 20.
And you mentioned Kern.
He's off the mark on the 3. Baldwin the save, runs it to Mayer, Mr. Hoiberg. The look and the stuff, an exclamation point for Conan Niederhauser and the Nittany Lions. Baldwin off the mark, but he's had a big night again. Morgan to the rim finishes, and Morgan with a season best 18. He's 8 of 8 from the field. So back in the win column.
And again, we saw him at the shooting round, and he told his team, hey, let it all hang out, be who we are, play hard, and they did that. They set the tone, especially on the defensive end of the floor to start this game. And with the exception of a few mini runs by
Penn State here tonight, they forced 16 turnovers. They own the glass for much of the game, a +5 total. Final second ticks off, and Penn State over Nebraska, 89-72. 7-game losing streak ends for Mike Rhodes and the Nittany Lions. 6 in double figures, and Penn State with 19 each from Henry.